All right, everybody. I hope this is going to help us out. We are at halftime. The Turks are running away with it with a score of 45-0. Michael Moss with a big 37-yard field goal to end the half for the Turks. That's a big deal. I'm waiting. Dan's back. He's got his hot dog, but you know, I'm going to take my break and get my hot dog. But I'm going to
Are you?
I'm going to wait for the line to die down.
Yeah, the line was a little long. I'm sorry. I came back.
That's
so
all right.
49-0. Wow.
Well, 49-0. And
What did I miss? No.
Well,
have we scored again?
You know what? And I realized that Michael Moss had a field goal blocked or an extra point blocked, and he missed an extra point.
Yes.
He hit a 37-yard field goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a confidence booster.
Right.
I mean, we had Omar Rocket Leg Valera, but this is big.
Yeah. Kickers in high school really don't get a lot of practice, like you said. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, we need somebody to kick. Who wants to volunteer? And somebody raises their hand, and they don't get an opportunity to get really good. But we got about 5 minutes left here, Brian, before we go back on live. So why don't you can go get yourself a little snack if you need to.
Absolutely. So I got our man on the street, Jason Atkinson, has informed me that he sees Michael Moss out here every single day, sometimes twice a day, for hours, working on his kicking over and over and over again, and that's how you do it in high school. And this is, Michael Moss has been one of our wrestlers and one of the kids that I like watching compete. And but to get the rest of the story, and I realize I'm talking about a kicker, but he's only missed one extra point today, guys.
Yep.
The Seahawks kicker missed 2 in the preseason game.
Well, and like you said, his kicking it's kind of a lonely pursuit because you're out here a lot of times by yourself practicing and practicing and practicing, and people don't think about it a lot until in a close game they can be the difference between winning and losing. So at times you say, gosh, wish we'd have spent more time practicing kicking or focusing on special teams as having it be an afterthought.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, you better go get your snack there, sir, and then we'll take a little brief break and we'll come back and we'll get her started.
I'll be back.
All right.
And I don't think we'll miss much.
We'll see you soon.
Let's say you're driving along in Washington on Highway 2 and you find yourself in Sultan. Better yet, you live here. It's the home of the Turks, by the way. And you realize you haven't had a hot cup of coffee today. That's okay. Just drive east and look for the giant windmill located on the east end of Sultan. Even voted the best coffee in Sky Valley. It's a simple formula. Windmill plus hot coffee equals a happy you. Let's say you're driving along.
All right, we are back here in the beginning of the second half. Those of you just joined us, boy, I tell you, I can't probably go through all the highlights because there were so many of them. We scored in every which way but loose, offensively, defensively, turnovers, you name it. We did it here in the first half, so it was a very exciting first half of football. But now, because we have the proverbial 40-point differential being 49-0, we have a running clock in the second half, so this will go very quickly. Other than scores, clock does not stop, and so our 12-minute quarters will go very quickly. My co-host Brian Atkinson has joined us again. Brian, how you doing?
I'm back.
Did you get some sustenance? You feel a little better now?
I got my hot dog.
Oh, and there's the kickoff. Fielded by the Pirates and returned back to about the 34-yard line.
Okay, so just to make sure everybody out there in the listening audience, all 17 of you, know what's going to go on. Because the Turks are ahead by 40 points, it's going to be a running clock until the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It will stop at the end of the quarter and at the end of scores, I believe.
Yes.
And
other than that, it will run.
We did have a brief conversation with Coach Wright, and
yes.
he did come up and inform us that he's going to be running the freshmen in as he can.
Right. Kind of sprinkling them in, but
you know, I mean, we're talking freshmen that weigh, you know,
140 pounds,
110 pounds, 120.
20
I mean,
pounds.
I know they're listed at 120, but I doubt it.
Doubt that. Yeah, it's soaking wet, right?
So you got to think of kid safety and
right. And Vashon really doesn't have a lot of substitute players over there. So most of their players are varsity players. So he was concerned about that, and obviously he'll sprinkle our kids in where appropriate, where safe to do so. But you will see some different names, different numbers out there in the second half.
Well, and you'll get some, looks like Braden or looks like Caden Hardwick is over there warming up. Looks like he'll get a chance to run a few plays at. Who is that? Yeah, who is that masked man out over there throwing? Well, Jensen Webster's throwing over there, and so you probably won't see the usual suspects out there running the ball. I don't think, Derek, I don't think it goes back under a running clock if they were. Maybe Pete knows that. No,
once it starts, I don't think it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I asked that question before.
Once it tips over, even if they were to score 20 points, it wouldn't stop.
They'd have to, even if they scored 40 points, it's running clock until the end.
Right. So this will go by very quickly. We're already under 10 minutes here in the third quarter. Oh, almost intercepted. See if we can. I will endeavor to see if I can get an update in the Kashmir Ephrata game.
Well, yeah,
that's our.
I haven't even looked to see what the score of the Mariners game is yet tonight, and that's rare for me.
Yes, it is.
You know how much I love my Mariners, and I didn't have a chance to tell you about. I got to, as a gift for my family this year, for making it 50 times around the sun. They
you go.
They bought me an inning in the booth with Rick Riz and everybody.
I heard about that. That must have been pretty cool, huh? Ooh!
Oh, Gutierrez! Go!
He's everywhere.
Get the first. Go! Gutierrez!
He's a man. He does everything,
guys. How can he not be in running for the TurkPride.tv player of the game? Look at this. 3 guys are on him on the fumble. He gets around. That's 4 tackles missed. 5, 6.
He moves pretty good for a big guy.
Well,
he moves pretty good for a big guy. You gotta love somebody like that.
Why is he not the starting running back?
I don't know. Put Gutierrez back there, man. I'm loving it. Gutierrez is the man. He's just the man.
He is the man right now, Derek. Derek says, There, Mama, there goes that man.
It's Gutierrez.
He's going down in TurkPride.tv. His legend. He
Usually
is a TurkPride.tv legend.
honorary legend. Yeah, usually we don't get to where we really know the names of the opposing players very well. But Gutierrez, we've come to know Mr. Gutierrez tonight.
Well, we recognize, we'll recognize if somebody's out there playing well.
Oh, nice tackle.
And we can see who it is. We recognize that, and we'll call their name out.
Right.
But, when we first started this journey over 6 years ago, Dan.
So, yeah.
Can you believe it's been over 6 years?
Yeah, I guess.
And, when we started this journey, we tried to know everybody's name, and we tried to be these big professional guys that knew all the stuff and all.
Yeah, that didn't work out very well.
Guess what? You got to have producers feeding that stuff in your ears.
You really do.
And my inning in the booth with Rick Riz and Aaron Goldsmith was incredible.
Yeah.
I got to see how they did what they did.
The production behind the scenes.
Aaron Goldsmith turned around and he handed me his stat sheet for all of the stuff.
Uh-huh.
And he says, here, this is something you can remember this by.
Wow, that's awesome. Caught, hit
Derek asked if another player can win a player of the game. It has happened, and actually in the past, before it became official, I would name a TurkPride.tv. I would name a player of the game from one team for both teams.
Right.
And
we got an update, Brian, in the Ephrata Kashmir game. Ephrata 22, Kashmir 13 in the third quarter. And again, Kashmir will be the opponent of the Turks next Friday night over in Kashmir.
I know it's not very professional of me to be going over and checking the Mariners score, but but I believe it's Athletics 6, Mariners 5, bottom of the 5th. Warren is in pitching. It's not a good deal if Warren's in pitching right now.
Athletics.
All right, back to the Turks.
Yes.
And it's a timeout, but I guess we do stop the clock on a timeout.
So a timeout still is a timeout.
Yeah.
I guess, even though we got a running clock, a timeout. So. Which I'm not really sure why we're taking a timeout. But.
I think they did. I think the Pirates did.
Okay.
Well, welcome. I want to say thank you to the 16, 17 people that are watching.
Spending their evening with us.
Yep. I know.
Well, it's going to be an early evening tonight because we're already down to a little over 5 minutes left in the third quarter. This running clock really...
it helps, doesn't it?
It makes things go quickly, yeah. It definitely...
Cheer squad down there cheering away, putting forth the effort.
Cheerleaders like, I'm not sure we want them to score again because they're getting tired of doing all these leg kicks.
You know what?
Down there.
They'll be in shape.
They will.
Kicks.
They will. Doing leg kicks. Gutierrez again. Boom.
They should have just let him run it. Yeah.
Surprised Gutierrez didn't get down there and make the tackle also too.
Big first down, Turks. At about the 18-yard line.
Oh, Derek. Yes. You would bring up the A's.
The A's.
I would love to see Verlander get to go in a one-game playoff against the Yankees. You're right, Derek. I would love to see that happen, but I got to go with my Mariners first. Got to get them in the playoffs somehow, some way.
Yeah, still what? Trailing the A's for the final wild card?
We're
is that right?
4.5 games behind.
How many games left to play?
Less than, I think, about 28.
Yeah, we're season starting to run out.
Awfully short.
Yeah, it's getting tough.
Those of you that know us know that Dan Baller and I love our baseball.
Yeah, we do. I got a chance to go watch a team that actually before the Mariners even existed, I was a Dodgers fan. When I was a little boy, I went and watched the Dodgers play the Mariners the other night on an interleague game with Safeco Field. It was a lot of fun.
I'll bet.
It was a lot of fun.
I'll bet.
A lot of fun. I was a Dodgers fan from before there even was a Seattle Mariners.
Speaking of baseball, and since I have a forum where I can brag a little bit. My nephew.
Personal foul against the Turks.
Oh, my nephew is the new head baseball coach at Centralia Community College.
Oh, okay.
And if you have a young high school baseball player that's going to go the JUCO route, you need to look at Centralia because it's going to be it's a Division I program in the JUCO. It's going to be incredible.
Good for him.
Sultan, well, welcome, Sherry, Sultan alumni. Where are you at these days, Sherry? We're at 17 years.
Oh, we got a false start. Running clock again. Just a reminder for those of you. I know that you don't have a clock there on your screen. We are just right now at the 3-minute mark, remaining in the third period, and because of that 40-point or greater differential, the clock will continue to run through the conclusion of our game tonight.
Break it free.
Still on it.
Isaiah Phillips. Oh, he's still going. Woo!
What a run.
Isaiah Phillips.
Isaiah Phillips with a huge
Well, welcome to the broadcast, Sherry.
Nice run by Phillips. Well, he has been impressive tonight, Brian.
Up the sideline and first down, Turks.
Well, Derek, I tried to watch the first season of Last Chance U, and I just lost interest. Maybe I need to watch. Hey,
First down, Turks.
We are here. We are at 20. I know we've had about 50 different viewers throughout the broadcast, but we're at 21 live viewers now.
There we go.
People, just remember now, if you've missed all the action from the beginning of the game, you can go back to the beginning, and you'll get to see all of the action. And this would be a fun one to go through and do all the highlight clips.
It would.
For.
There's been a lot of great plays. Running game has been impressive. Passing game has been impressive. Just all facets. Turks have looked great tonight. And again, we want to hold off judgment. I'm not saying that we're going to be state football champions based on the outcome tonight, but it's definitely a great start. Great confidence building.
Well,
tonight for the Turks.
and you have a first year starting quarterback. There you go,
Phillips. Man, he runs hard and he hits the hole really hard.
Oh, he just hits. He's just.
And he's a load to bring down too. He and Ford, both very similar style runners. Phillips maybe a little bit more explosive, but just low to the ground, very powerful in their legs, and really gaining some tough yards tonight.
And you have to really look at Jensen Webster stepping into this role when he didn't expect it.
Right.
And embracing it and running. I spoke too soon as we have a fumble on the exchange.
I have to apologize to Mr. Webster that Mr. Atkinson, jinxed you there.
He always blames me, and he's probably right.
It never fails. When you say something complimentary about one of the players, then something bad happens. I don't know why that is.
Dan, you're a great broadcaster.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Brian. Now I'm going to mess up.
Derek says,
there you go. It's Phillips again.
Phillips up the middle. Touchdown.
No, down at about the 1. Yeah, Phillips has just had a monster game tonight. I think
that's the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, third quarter is over. Wow, that went quick.
Well, you're welcome, Doug Dalton. This is a labor of love. We love our Turks.
We do.
We love our community. We love our sports here and I love doing this. I know Dan.
There we go. Yeah. There we go. The lights. And then there was light. No, you're right, Brian. I mean, like I said, you're fortunate still to have kids in school. You have just two left in school, right?
Yeah, I have two.
Two
I have
left in
I have a senior and I have a junior.
Hey, executive producer Diamond Dave Moon.
Diamond Dave Moon is
just
here.
coming and joining us in the booth.
Stepping in.
So we'll put a headset on Mr. Moon here. And Dave Moon, how the heck you doing?
Hey guys, I thought I'd come join you for a while.
Yeah. So Dave, we were talking earlier that tell us from a perspective. What are the Brian and I, it's easy for us just to drive someplace and put on headsets and talk, but from a technical perspective, what would it take to bring what we do on the road?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
A lot more hours in the day.
Well, I would think that we would need to have at least a part-time paid position for TurkBread.tv. It would definitely require a coach coordinator that we don't have. I mean, because Dave, I don't think Dave gets extra compensation for doing this.
Yeah.
Dave does this for love.
Dave, it's a labor of love, right? All right.
Well, we're going to line up here on the 1 yard line.
Beginning of the fourth here. We'll be back to Mr. Moon here in just a moment. Oh, kind of a botched handoff there. I think it's...
Oh, but Jensen is going to go in. Was that Jensen?
Touchdown Turks. So, Dave, you were saying as you were laughing under your breath there. Reasonably, what would it take to do that?
I thought it was Jensen, but
I'll wait until this before.
Yeah.
I guess I should have watched the.
Well, the post is kind of in the way too. The infamous post.
The post got in the way, guys, and I don't know who scored that touchdown.
It was ghost of the post there, right?
Michael Moss in, who's definitely been putting his leg on display today.
Yeah, Moss had a really solid game. I think he's only missed one PAT. Oh, and then see, we jinxed him, Brian. They missed one. Short.
There you go. Now, see, it's not just me.
No good. All right, Dave.
Diamond Moon there by Dave.
Diamond Dave Moon. We have the man, the myth, the legend, the executive producer here in the booth with us. So, David, like I said, Brian and I, we could just get in a car and drive wherever and put on headsets and talk. I mean, that's not hard. What would it take to do this at a remote location?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You said that already, Dave.
More hours in the day, that's for sure.
Just
more waking hours in the day. We
talked about
slapped a dib sticker on the side of a bus, a short bus.
Yeah.
So we slapped a dib sticker on it, so when it goes, when it
retires,
retires,
we've been talking about this for several years.
Yep. Charlie's definitely pulling it off for us. So when it retires, we can lay claim to it.
All right. So that would physically get us to the location. Then how would the technology work once we physically get to the location?
Well, it would have to be events that are outside.
Okay.
So we'd have to do
football
events,
or soccer and type
softball probably or baseball if the
Yep.
venue supports us getting close to it. We could turn the inside of the bus into a mobile broadcast studio, kind of like what we have set up downstairs,
right?
Or outside right now.
Or put some chairs on the roof or something like that, right?
Right, like
that,
one of those old '60s buses with the flat top,
the deck on the top.
Yeah,
a little sun deck on the top. That'd be kind of cool.
I'll let you guys do your job here.
There we go.
Yeah,
Kickoff and short bounce, fielded on one hop by number 4, and breaks another tackle, and is down at the 30-yard line. So, I mean, you just have to. I mean, a Wi-Fi hotspot doesn't work for something like that, does it? I mean, what would you need from that standpoint?
I think it could. I think the technology's there now. As long as there was decent cell service, we'd probably have to carry with us a couple different vendors. Carry a Verizon hotspot and a Sprint hotspot.
I see.
Okay. Just in case.
Gotcha.
And maybe even 2. And there's some old technology out there that can combine 2 signals into, two internet sources into one.
Interesting. Boost your capacity.
Yeah, to give you a little bit.
Well,
extra.
I think taking it on the road just increases the cost by double, don't you think?
The complexity for sure.
Hand off up the middle. Oh, hit ball pops loose.
Oh.
Quarterback falls on it. Well, and Brian's loaded contract, he'd want twice as much money. So, we can't afford that.
We've been doubling his salary every year. I mean.
0 times 100 is still 0, guys. I've been saying that for 6 years.
Inquiring minds want to know, Brian, what really is happening.
Well, see, I actually show up sometimes and help set up.
Yeah, I have seen you do that.
Not on time every time,
right? But there's been other times I've heard you just kind of saunter in like 3 minutes before the broadcast.
That happens too.
That has happened as well.
That happens a lot more than the other one.
Or you're ready for a radio check or a mic check, and Brian's nowhere to be found.
Like, Brian, are you there?
He's out with his fans.
Are you there?
I'm out with my fans, yeah.
Signing autographs.
How's Twitter, Brian? How many fans?
I'm up to, I believe, 170 followers.
Holy moly! Wow. We knew him when he was at 100.
Yeah. We did. You're giving Kim Kardashian and Selena Gomez a run for their money.
166 followers.
There you go.
But I just think
any of them Russian bots.
Some of them. I go through and block them occasionally, and
I would love to see it. I would need some parent volunteers. I would love some parents that are into this to come and help me out.
The score is 55-0 right
and
now.
Intercept. Almost intercepted.
So close.
Yeah, it was right there, but we hung that one out. I think it would be exciting to try it just once to see, if we could make it work, if it's even plausible. I think football probably makes the most sense because it's just one game. It's on a Friday night. It's one game a week. I would think if you were going to do anything, football probably would be the natural.
I think we could do a baseball game audio only, but there's just 3 of those a week, and which one do you choose?
Right.
Is Granite Falls away this year?
No, it is home.
It is home?
It is home this year, yes.
Too bad. I bet we could take the Granite Falls football game on the road.
That would be kind of cool. Yeah, really not any real close away games this year.
And we do have a very good relationship with Kings. I bet you they would let us.
We could probably do Kings as well.
I bet you they would give us the access that we needed.
Yeah, Kings does appreciate us.
Yeah. The only challenge with Kings is just really difficult. The access to get close to their field is really hard. The way that field is down that bowl there.
I think they'd let us in the press box.
I do too. I think they would. Yeah. If you guys wanted to give it a shot, we could grab a kid and
are we at Kings? We're at Kings this year, aren't we?
We are at Kings. It's next to the last game of the season, actually, in October.
They'd give us some time to set it up and get it figured out.
6 weeks or so from now.
We should try it. See what happens. See if they'll let us come do it and give us the access that we need.
Hopefully we don't have technical difficulties like we do now.
I know. We're having a little...
just in preseason form.
In non-techno speak, David, do we know what the issue has been tonight? Or
Windows as a service.
Oh, okay.
Aiden
Fleming running hard.
I don't know. We did a bunch of upgrades today, and one of them is not loving us.
Really?
For sure, yeah.
Well, we'll get it all figured out.
5 minutes to go, Brian, in Ephrata leading Kashmir 22-13. Again, the Bulldogs will be the Turks' opponent next Friday night over at Kashmir High School.
So where are we next week, guys?
Kashmir, just across the mountains.
Now, when we were invited to do, when Dave and the TurkPride.tv crew were invited to Kings to do the girls all-state high school all-star basketball games.
Right.
This past year, we did 4 of them in one day, and I remember, I was the hero of the day because I figured out how to get us onto Ethernet.
Yeah, it's true.
Wow.
I started crawling around into the closets and the bowels.
I started crawling around in the rafters of the back room of the training room to find a plug-in for that actually worked.
There you go.
Yeah, Derek, they've been rotating in all the subs that they can. Vashon really doesn't have a whole lot of subs that they can sub in, and the ones that haven't been playing are suited up as freshmen to play the JV coming up, and the size difference is a lot.
Yeah,
there's some small kids out there.
So safety is a concern.
I had a 120-pound freshman that played out there, and I know I didn't want to see him go out there and get knocked around.
Oh, hit and then thrown and almost
Well,
intercepted.
we've got that's one of our new
quarterback, number 10.
That's Tyler Sargent. He is a freshman, 130 pound, 6 foot, 130 pound freshman.
Well, he's tall. He just needs to fill out. Just need to get some weight on him. You have Gutierrez.
We don't want Gutierrez to fall on top of him. That would be Aaron Rodgers' shoulder
That's
injury
like
time.
twice his size. Gutierrez is twice as big.
That'll get you 45 million. That'll get you 49 million guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Gutierrez, we've had a good time watching him tonight. He's been very entertaining. All right, Wagner, number 36. We got, again, seeing a lot of new names, a lot of new numbers out there, and that's purposeful.
Now, Derek, you played B8. Is that correct?
Just under 5 minutes now remaining here in the fourth quarter. Again, those of you joining us, running clock, 40-point differential. Definitely makes things go a lot more quickly when you're not stopping that clock all the time.
I just got a text from somebody in the crowd that says, do I put in a work order to get or a help desk ticket to get the lights fixed on the scoreboard?
Yeah, it's...
it plugs in. It must be technology,
I think
right?
that's... Yeah.
I wish we had what they had over at Kings. I tell you, I like their scoreboard.
Man.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I haven't been to Kings
we
for a
priced it
football
out.
game in quite a long time, so I have not
Well, Kings is envious of our basketball scoreboard.
No, yes, I remember talking with some fans in the last year before, about our basketball scoreboard, and they were very interested in that.
We got 4 minutes left to go, so we got to start thinking about player of the game.
Yeah, I think we'll probably be in agreement. I think Mr. Phillips probably, just from the sheer. I think Mr. Ford had a very balanced, probably the more balanced game, but just on the sheer raw numbers, I think it'd be hard to argue against Mr. Phillips. So
but we're gonna have so many chances to give it to Phillips again this year.
I know.
And and I know Mr. Ford will have other situations.
Right. And caught, but dropped immediately.
Yeah, we do need a horn, a siren that sounds when we.
3 minutes.
A siren won't what?
A siren, like the Huskies. Whenever the Huskies score,
Right.
an air raid siren.
Yeah, when you crank.
I remember growing up next to Husky Stadium, and on a Saturday I would hear the horn going. I was think I would look up to see the Bombers coming in. It turns out it was the Huskies scoring against the Ducks.
I don't know. Here in Sultan, maybe it should be like a chainsaw or something.
Yeah. Oh, dropped. Oh, he got rid of it.
That ball's live, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, it's a forward. They call it an incomplete pass.
And can that
Almost
Skylar Talent gets his name in the books.
So remember, about 5 years ago, Auto Club brought out that engine,
I was
and they would rev that engine up.
Thing up. That was cool.
Or the ambulance used to sit right over there and hit the lights and the
And you know,
sirens.
it's interesting you say that. I don't see an aid car
he's
here.
he's
tonight.
over there
There
on the other
is one. There's
side.
one.
Oh, it's over there.
It's
It's
over
over there.
there.
Okay, it's behind the scoreboard. I did not see. You're right. Usually they sit right directly across from our vantage point here on the 50-yard line.
And they didn't move the bleachers around.
Yeah, well, they weren't anticipating a large crowd tonight. And I mean, it is fairly sparse. It is fairly sparse. It's difficult. A lot of people are trying to take advantage of the last weekend of summer, before kids go back to school next week. So a lot of people are out camping and doing things, enjoying themselves on what's supposed to be a beautiful weekend. The weather's supposed to be just fantastic, about 70 degrees and sunny all weekend long. There's Gutierrez again. Boom! Oh, that one wasn't too good. They shanked that one a little bit.
Derek has a vote. Derek has a vote for Michael Moss as our TurkPride.tv player of the game.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think we need to establish a visiting player of the game. Gutierrez.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to get hooked in on that.
The first winner of not in place of, in addition to.
Oh, in addition.
In addition to the I don't know what we want to call it, but a visiting player recognized.
So guys,
Yes.
next home game, we're sending Brandon down on the sidelines with a wireless camera.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Jason Atkinson pops in with Michael Moss.
Oh, maybe we'll send Jason Atkinson down there with a wireless camera.
We should
Yeah,
also
he's
let him
fast.
let him try to get the marching band while they're performing too.
Sounds of the
Heck
game.
yeah.
You know, and we're going to bring you the marching band next time, and we're going to get down on the field with our wireless camera.
That's pretty cool.
Felix Stein, Al Bundy, 5 touchdowns in one game. Matt Keeler, you are so right.
Polk High School, 5
That's
touchdowns
right.
in one game.
That's the game, guys.
All right.
Coming right up. So, Pete Reilly's giving us a Josh Ford over there.
I'm fine with Josh Ford.
I've got our fans want Michael Moss.
The fans want Michael Moss.
I've got 3 fans voting for Michael Moss over.
Kicker is the player of the game. That's 55 to 0.
Yeah.
All right, we can't do that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with Mr. Ford.
All right, so
Thank you, Turk fans, for coming out.
well, we've got the ghost who's going with Ford Nation. Anybody else want to pipe in over there? Matt Keeler's got it. He's
Al
got
Bundy.
it.
Hey, he's got Al Bundy as the player of the game.
He's got it. He's got the Al Bundy 5 touchdowns. He's got me thinking.
Bundy.
No, we're gonna go with.
Please drive home
Okay.
everyone, and have a fabulous Labor Day weekend.
So
Who is it, Brian? Come on.
Our student fans,
I'm gonna-
fans, we will
2.
somebody has to override me. I'm gonna go with Phillips.
Well, you were advocating for Ford. Now you changed your vote here. So
No, you have a good weekend. You.
I think Phillips probably was the.
ET just phoned in. Wait for Phillips.
Yes, I think Phillips probably is the most deserving. 5 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive task. Pretty impressive regardless of the opponent. So I think Phillips. I'm fine with Phillips.
Matt, you have no idea how much influence you had on me with that Al Bundy.
Al Bundy. All right, so Phillips.
5 touchdowns in one game.
Yep.
And a couple called back. So guess what? We're gonna go with Isaiah Phillips.
All right. Great broadcast. We're getting started. We'll get the kinks worked out, and we'll be back in 2 weeks from tonight.
Back in 2
Cedar
weeks.
Crest Red
Cedar
Wolves
Crest is coming in.
coming in here to Sultan High School. So all of you enjoy the rest of this.
Hopefully the Turks will be 2-0.
Yeah. Turks and Kashmir playing the Bulldogs next Friday. Back here again in 2 weeks against the Red Wolves. So for myself, Dan Ballard, and my co-host Brian Atkinson, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
And as always, hashtag
Turks
Turks
first.
first.